Mike, very good morning to you. Good to have you this morning, but it's not a happy subject to speak about. We often focus our attention on the police, the hawks, to basically follow through with corruption claims or allegations, but we forget that the best investigators are often employees, whether it be in a private company like here at ENCA or a government department.
Yeah, absolutely, X. You know, a lot of South Africans will be wondering, where does the buck stop when it comes to corruption? And every South African has a role to play. The buck stops with them when they witness some sort of unethical behavior or corruption. But of course, the problem is we don't always make it easy for South Africans to report that corruption. I'm going to explore that issue right now, X. Let's get started very quickly. So this is a report by the South African Business Ethics Survey from 2019. Respondents were asked if they had witnessed some sort of unethical behavior over the past 12 months. So over the past year, essentially. Really, really scary, over 30%, in other words, 3 out of 10, had actually witnessed some sort of unethical behavior, perhaps even corruption. And that trend has been climbing over the last 10 years. Let's focus on our trend graph. This survey was started, in fact, in 2009, conducted every 3 to 4 years. And as you can see, around about 10 years ago, it was sitting at 18% in terms of the percentage which had seen unethical behavior. It's climbed all the way up to 31% in 2019. Slight dip in 2013, but certainly the trend is rather disturbing. The experts saying, there may be 2 reasons for this. On the one hand, there may be a spike in unethical behavior, in corrupt activity. On the other hand, employees might be more aware of these things. We've seen, for instance, the state capture scandals and all the allegations around that. So some staff in these companies may be more aware of unethical behavior, which perhaps is the silver lining to all of this.
But then, Mike, it begs the question, what are South Africans doing about it? You see all of this going on.
Yep.
Do you not report it anonymously, as people are often encouraged? If not, what is the fear?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's focus on that, So the same survey actually explored how many people reported unethical behavior when they actually observed it in the workplace. And I'm afraid to say, around about 45% actually did not report it, deciding to keep quiet instead. You might say, well, why? Why would they do that? Of course, corruption hurts each and every one of us, but the reasons will tell a story of their own. Let's focus on that, and those people who didn't report it, this is the reason that they gave. 32% saying they feared that they would be victimized in their own workplace, so it could have major implications for their career and, of course, perhaps their families. 13% said they weren't confident that their identity would remain a secret, so they didn't believe that they could report it anonymously. 7% actually feared for their physical safety, so they were worried that they may be hurt or perhaps even killed if they revealed the corruption. And I'm going to say, that this is perhaps the most scary figure of all. 31% felt that nothing would be done. In other words, their bosses, their managers would simply block their ears and say, I don't want to hear about it. 31% saying there would be no consequences. And I think as South Africans, we all need to ask questions about why we have that culture when it comes to corruption.
Well, that's a despondency right there. All right, thank you, Mike.